With college athlete sports betting spiraling out of control, Nick Saban to call out Major League Baseball great Pete Rose to save the day. Nick Saban is the head coach of the Crimson Tide football team of Alabama University. Saban has guided his team to back-to-back national titles and other great accomplishments. Great NFL players and Heisman Trophy winners such as Devontae Smith, Mark Ingram, Bryce Young, and Derrick Henry are all products of Saban's coaching. And it's no wonder why the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame did not waste any time in making him an inductee in 2013. One of the things that has contributed to his team's incredible success is the fact that he has a wealth of connections in the world of sports. His connection means that he gets to bring legendary athletes once a year to motivate and educate his team. Each year, he organizes talks during fall camp to rally his boys and keep them focused on the tasks ahead. From football to much-needed life lessons, Saban ensures his team is covered. And as he puts it, quote, "I think the most important thing is the why part. This is a tremendous opportunity for us to have people that can help develop a better attitude so that they have a better chance to be more successful in life because they were involved in the program. A lot of these things are life lessons. They're not just about football. And we have a lot of speakers relative to peer intervention, whether it's drugs, alcohol, agents, gambling, how to treat the opposite sex, macho man stuff, getting into fights. So Nick Saban's plan is to try to educate his players on the consequences of good and bad behavior, cause and effect, because he wants to prevent any negative consequences that might impact them and their brands now and in the future. And if he can impact those through good speakers, then it's the best way to go. Alabama's fall camp has welcomed several winners over the years. It has played host to the likes of Michael Phelps, Kobe Bryant, Larry Fitzgerald, Charles Barkley, and many more. According to Saban, we try to get the best speakers that we possibly can that address issues that we're facing in college football, as well as people who can help create a mindset that's going to help you being more consistent, that you can get the results that you want relative to the commitments that you make. So I think we have a really good blend of all those types of people. In the year 2023, Saban brought in the likes of Inky Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr., Sage Steele, Michael Strahan, C.L. Shepard, Doc Rivers, and of course, our beloved Pete Rose. Pete Rose was part of the 70s Big Red Machine team that dominated the world of baseball in the 70s, and he's certainly no stranger to controversy. For this reason, Nick Saban had to fly him in with the Crimson Tide Foundation's private jet. The video of the talk Rose gave is not yet available, but during a press conference, Saban tried to paraphrase what Rose said when he was asked about his offense that he got banned from the MLB. He said he made a mistake. He should have never done it, and it was bad judgment on his part. He was very much in admitting, but he also talked about winning, and he said he never gambled on his team doing anything but winning because he believed in his players. He trusted his players. He loved his players. Besides, Rose wasn't there only to talk about his crimes because despite all the negatives that surrounded his career, he was a winner and a competitor, and nothing can change that. So he had a thing or two to teach the players about winning, competitiveness, and overcoming obstacles. On the issue of obstacles, although he is named Rose, Pete's journey to the top was far from rosy. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio on April 14, 1941, Rose started out playing both football and baseball. Rose had a really small stature but somehow made it as a running back on his freshman football team. But he failed to make the varsity team the following year, and this caused him to lose interest in his studies and subsequently football. But his setback was about to be his stepping stone because he soon turned his attention to baseball. In 1960, he joined a Class AA baseball team in the Dayton Amateur League. He played there as a catcher, shortstop, and a second baseman. With a .626 batting average, it was only a matter of time before scouts began to pay attention to his abilities. One such scout was his uncle, Buddy Blowbaum, who brought him to the notice of the Cincinnati Reds. After Rose graduated from high school, the Reds signed him on. During Rose's rookie year in 1960, 1963, he was on the bench in an exhibition game against the Chicago White Sox. An injury to second baseman Don Blasingame saw him get his chance to show his talent on the field. And boy, did he impress. In another spring training game against the New York Yankees, he earned the nickname Charlie Hustle from Yankees pitcher Whitey Ford. Ford was inspired by his hustling spirit because after drawing a walk, he sprinted to first base instead of just jogging. This would be the sign of many hustles to come. In fact, the highlights of Rose's career can only be summarized by how enthusiastically he played the game. In any case, Rose went on to make his first major league start and ended up winning the National League Rookie of the Year award at the end of the season. From there, Pete Rose made the National League All-Star 17 times. He led the league in batting average 3 times, won Finals MVP once, was a World Series champion twice, and raked in many other accolades. The switch hitter also shattered Ty Cobb's MLB hit record during a match against the Cubs on September 8, 1985, with 4,191 hits. His 4,256 hits record still stands to date as the highest in baseball history. These were records fitting for a Hall of Famer, no doubt. However, his almost perfect career was marred by a series of bad decisions, which saw him banned in 1989 from baseball for life. He's since written apologies to the MLB to ask for forgiveness for his wrongdoings, but they have yet to give him any favorable answer because he has yet to be reinstated into the Hall of Fame eligibility list. And there are many who think he should have been forgiven by now. But what do you think? Anyway, there's no doubt that Rose was a great player, and this is why Nick Saban found him worthy to talk to his team. Some other great athletes worth mentioning here include the legendary swimmer Michael Phelps. 2022 saw the introduction of the greatest swimmer who is probably the greatest Olympian ever to do it in the Olympic Games. If there's anyone who knows how to win, it has to be Phelps with his many medals and records. He holds the record for the most medals won by an individual in the Olympics with a whopping 28 medals. 23 gold medals, 3 silver, and 2 bronze. That's not all. In 3 major competitions, the Olympics, the World Championships, and the Pan-Pacific Championships, Phelps has won a total of 83 medals, 66 gold, 14 silver, and 3 bronze. Yet, by the age of 10, he received a diagnosis of attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome, ADHD. He was in 6th grade at that time, but that didn't stop him from chasing his dreams. So Phelps was the perfect athlete for these types of talks. He opened with a statement from one of his favorite quotes: "Action speaks louder than words." And indeed, action spoke louder than words for him. Phelps made his first Olympic appearance as a 15-year-old in the 2000 Summer Olympics, but he came up 5th in the competition. Instead of being discouraged, he went practicing for 6 years straight without missing a day of practice. He is truly an embodiment of hard work, and his success has been due to his dedication. But let's hear from the horse's mouth. I wanted something that nobody else had the opportunity to get. I was willing to do more than anybody else on the planet was willing to do, and I got the results. And there's more. He left them with a food for thought. You get one chance, right? You get one chance to do something special. Don't waste it, please. Someone else who shared the podium with him also shared his thoughts on dedication. Tuscaloosa also welcomed the expertise of 11-time Pro Bowl NFL wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald Jr. Fitzgerald's time at the NFL spanned 17 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals from 2004 to 2020. He also considered one of the greatest receivers of all time. With a career receiving yards of 17,492 and 1,432 receptions, he surely has a wealth of experience when it comes to success on the field. Like Phelps, his work ethic and obsession with a perfect practice session made him the top player he was. He said this: "Every day before practice, I would always come out early and I would always catch, 100 balls or so before practice, into the sun, away from the sun, just trying to make catches as difficult and hard as I possibly could. So when I got on the field on Sunday, it was easy. It was routine." He also stressed the importance of focusing on the things that they can change while ignoring those they can't. According to the 6'3" former wide receiver, does anybody in here have control of what the weather's going to be like tomorrow? Does anybody have any control of what the traffic's going to be like? None of that is in our control, but what we can control is our dedication, our commitment, our work ethic, our punctuality. All of those things are 100% in our control. Anyway, we can go on about the wealth of legends Nick Saban Saban has brought to motivate his team, but we will never leave here. So, we'll close the curtain on Larry Fitzgerald. If you enjoyed this video about Pete Rose called out by Nick Saban, check out the video on this screen now or the one we posted below because we're sure you'll like that one too. Let us know in the comments if there's another baseball player whose journey you'd like us to cover. See you there.